Hi lovelies, I'm Queen Lovely. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. So I wanted to come on here and talk about a tweet that Meek Mill put out today, and I'm also going to talk about the rapper The Game. This is really just going to be centered around, these men, right? And we're talking about men that are public figures, so a lot of things that they tweet and post on social media makes the blogs. But I'm just going to talk about how when you have a certain caliber of men, when they hit their wall, because they always want to talk about black women and how we hit our wall. So we're going to talk about when they hit their wall and how they spin the block, and all of a sudden they want to become the Derek Jackson of the internet and the fucking TD Jakes. And everybody's just such an expert all of a sudden when it comes to building healthy, substantial family dynamics and romantic relationships. But your track record says otherwise, okay? So hit the thumbs up. This is gonna get real good real quick. If you like what you see and like what you hear, make sure you subscribe, hit and enable that notification bell. If you would like to book a spiritual advising session with me, information for that is pinned in the comments as well as the description box. And make sure you drop a comment so I can know what you think on this subject, because I love hearing from you all, and I love communicating with you all, okay? Thank you so much. So let me read this nonsense to y'all. Okay, how's everybody's day going? Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all day is going, okay? So Meek Mill tweets out, I need a vibe that pulls me away. Oh, sorry. I need a vibe that pull me away. He meant pulls. Pull me away from this life, not keep me in it. Dot, 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 dot. Anything else I could get on the streets. And then he puts the gym emoji. Now, this is what I commented, okay? What streets? Question mark, question mark. Dude, you ain't in the streets anymore. Exclamation point. You are a legitimate businessman. It's like these dudes tailor their identity so much to the life they rap about and live, they think they're still there. Grow up and raise your kids. That's enough to keep you away from the life. Let me tell you something. And let me tell you why this irritates me. This irritates the fuck out of me. A lot of times, I'm around the way young black woman, okay? And a lot of times when I encounter young black men and even grown black men, their scapegoat to why they can't in their heads measure up to, because black women have high standards, our high standards. And our high standards is that we are more educated statistically in our community, and we are out earning our male counterparts in our community statistically. The reason why they can't measure up to that is because the white man is putting them in jail and so on and so forth, and the white man has a target on them. Okay, whatever. Y'all want to run with that? Whatever. Multiple truths could coexist. Yes, systemic oppression and racism plays a part in it. Yes, the prison to pipeline plays a part in it. Yes, we had the war on crime and the war on drugs and the 3 strikes you out. All of that plays a part in it. I just believe in accountability. I believe that when you know better, you do better. And some of you guys don't know better and you don't do better. But then when you do learn, you still choose not to do better. But we're going to save that conversation for another day. I say this to say, somebody like a Meek Mill, who is a millionaire, you are rubbing shoulders and you are in business with Jay-Z, the most powerful man in the music business. The most powerful man in hip-hop. This is damn near hip-hop godfather, okay? You be hanging out with, what's his name, Michael Rubin or whatever the case may be, the man that has stakes in the Sixers. I don't know. I don't watch sports. Whatever that white man is that he be hanging out with, and the other dude from the NFL. So I don't really get it. And then what's funny? Somebody actually came under that comment, and this was under the neighborhood talk, and said, but he is still in the streets. Stay out of Philly's business. You don't know what you are talking about. I said, LMFAO, is this supposed to be a slam dunk? His ass shouldn't still be in the streets, fool. The point that I'm making is, Meek Mill, you had plenty of substantial and beautiful blessings and opportunities and tools at your disposal in your life to keep you out the streets, to keep you out the life. Even if you're not talking about hustling in the streets and hugging the block, and you just talking about, running through pussy and whatnot. You have what appeared, and I'm only saying appeared because I don't know the young woman, to be a good woman. And the minute she had your baby, I don't even think it was 6 months, y'all separated and went your separate ways. This is what y'all do. Y'all put good women, educated women with heads on their shoulders, beautiful on pedestals. You drop nuts in them. And then when they have your babies, all of a sudden you don't want to marry these women. You don't want to build with these women. And y'all keep doing it over and over again. And then when you hit your wall, y'all want to come on Twitter and Twitter finger all day. Didn't you just say, let's normalize making therapy cool? Well, you need to be the change you want to see. Take your ass to therapy. Keep this shit off of Twitter. You go to therapy and you do some internal work and you figure out what it is that you need to change about yourself so that you can attract something that keeps you out the streets. Okay? Now on to you, JC. That's the game for those of you who don't know. I'm tired of your shit too, because you another one. I have not forgotten. Y'all remember that show that used to come on VH1? Not the one where he had the dating show where the girl cleaned him out. Not that one. The one he had with the mother of his children. The woman that he was supposed to marry. Y'all remember when that police report came out? That allegedly he beat her up. And then he held her hostage and would not let her call the cops. And then when she did end up calling the cops, supposedly, let me get the police because I'm gonna read it verbatim. Excuse me. I'm gonna read it verbatim. Okay. Hit the thumbs up, comment below, and let me know what you think about the Meek Mill situation real quick while I pull this up. Here we go. April 4th, 2014. Yeah, I don't forget nothing. The game is, and this is TMZ. I know they don't get much wrong. The game is now the suspect in a felony domestic violence investigation after allegedly beating up his fiancée, law enforcement sources tell TMZ. According to our sources, Game fiancée Tiffany filed a police report last weekend following a March 19 incident during which she claims Game attacked her. Camry said the couple was having an argument. Game turned violent. Game hit Tiffany repeatedly in the face, injuring her eye socket and breaking her nose. This is the mother of his children, who he was on reality TV with. Marrying the Game. Yup, that was the reality show. Okay? So he denied the claims. I believe it. I don't see why that woman would come out and lie. Anybody who remembers that reality show, she was a well-to-do woman with a good head on her shoulders. And I think she was the one that ended up calling off the wedding because he couldn't get his shit together. And see, I remember actually reading that he held her against her will and would not let her call the cops for about like 24 to 36 hours. I'm only saying allegedly because I'm paraphrasing, but if my memory serves me correctly, that's what happened, and that's why the news ended up hitting the internet like after the fact, as opposed to it being right away, like when Fabulous and that shit happened with Emily B. So now he sits on Twitter giving out advice about what a man needs to be to a woman, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Another man who done hit his wall, and on top of hitting his wall, his career is dead. He has to pay a woman, I think, like $7 million because he was so cocky he didn't even go to court. It's just so predictable. It is so predictable. Y'all spend y'all prime breaking women down and reducing them to what you feel is nothing, and leaving them emotionally and spiritually and mentally damaged. Okay? And then y'all go outside of the black community. Y'all get y'all quote unquote exoticals and Hispanics and whatnot. And sometimes y'all even marry them, and then they don't even want to be with you, and they end up divorcing you. Hey, Tyrese. Hey, Dr. Dre. They don't even want to be with y'all. And then you stuck at 45 and 50, and now you got to go and start dating women in their late teens and early 20s, because most women around that age are not developed enough or discerning enough to see that you're playing on the fact that they haven't lived enough to be able to discern that you ain't worth the damn. And it's not that you won't ever be worth the damn, but let's just be honest. A lot of you guys, once again, don't take your wealth and use it for your inner good. Y'all don't be having spiritual advisors and mentors and mental health teams around you. Y'all don't do that. Y'all have all the drugs and pussy in the world, all the cars, the Birkins in the world. It won't be not damn motherfucking therapist around, not even a bundle of sage. Just ignorant, just plain ignorant. And it's just so disgusting. Like, even when I was watching Nivea's story on Candy, like how Lil Wayne convinced this girl to stop doing music and shit, only for him to turn around and propose to Toya. How that grown man who was her manager was taking advantage of her. Had her making him, what do you call that? The person that has control over all her finances and stuff. If she was to die, he would have, like, own everything and all that shit. Manipulate. It's sick. And it's disgusting. And y'all want to come on Twitter all of a sudden like y'all so reformed. Y'all are not reformed. Y'all desperate. Y'all desperate. And see, this is the comedy. Y'all like to talk about, oh, well, black women, y'all hit y'all wall at 35 and this, that, and the third. Yeah, we hit our wall at 35 by y'all standards. By y'all standards. So at 35 by y'all standards, we hit our wall. But there's a whole big wide world out there, baby. And in other cultures of men, they will gladly embrace us and love us and honor us the way we are supposed to be. And by the time y'all look up and realize that, we have married and had kids and built stuff, and y'all are out here single, sitting on Twitter scrambling, hairline back here. By then, a lot of y'all don't save y'all money. Y'all spend y'all money flexing, fighting with people, suing people, talking about you in 360 deals and shit. Everybody ain't gonna be Jay-Z and Diddy, honey, or 50 Cent, or Dr. Dre. And that's the comedy. That's the comedy. And I'm talking about in the industry. Now let's get down to, the everyday folks like us. You think a 20-something-year-old with sense, who's educated and pursuing her goals, she ain't never been married, she ain't got no kids, is going to want to create something with you while you got kids spread across 2 to 3 different households, and a failed marriage here, and a broken engagement here, and, maybe a domestic violence incident here? For what? She can go and find her equal somewhere else, the same way y'all go and find y'all equal somewhere else. No fun when the rabbit has the gun, right? Child, I could go on and on all day, but, it just is what it is, honey. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Meek Mill and Jayceon, the game. Okay, hit the thumbs up, comment below, and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see and you hear, make sure you subscribe and hit and enable that notification bell. And if you would like to book a spiritual advising session with me, information for that will be pinned in the comments as well as the description box.